Hello everyone, this is Lolly. Today we're going to continue our work on this DecBy5s file box. I'm going to decorate this, so if you have this one, you'll understand the measurements. And then stay tuned. At the end of this video, I'm going to make a box out of like a cereal box out of my recycle bin. First off, I want to tell you that Printable Cuttable Creatables gave a free download on their website, and I thought this was so adorable, and it just seemed to go with the theme here. So I'm going to use these as kind of like additional journaling cards. So I'm just going to pop a couple of those in there. Anyway, okay, so for the front panel, because this is clear, you don't have to embellish anything because it's so cute just seeing that through there, right? So totally up to you. If you embellish anything, you can do just the front. You can do the front and the sides. You could do the front, sides, the back. I'm only going to do the front and the two sides. And you could even take these off by squeezing them and pulling them out of their little holes here. So it does make a little cute little tote there. So for the front panel, I have measured 5 inches wide and 3 3/4 inches tall. And then I'm going to use some double-sided tape to adhere that. And the two side panels are still 3 3/4 inches tall, but they're only 3 inches wide. So if you have a vertical pattern, make sure it's 3 inches this way and 3 3/4 that way. So I'm going to get all of these taped up. And these are papers from the collection. And just a hint, you probably will want to double check to make sure yours fit on the box. These panels fit. You might need to just shave off the tiniest bit of paper on one end or so to get it to fit your box. So just a thought. Now we want to get that all smoothed out. I love Ergo bone folders because they cover such a broad area. I don't like curved bone folders because I need to get flat connection to my surface here. We're going to peel those off. Now there is no right and wrong orientation on this, so I could just put that in there, turn that over. You know what, we actually have to remove these in order to get the papers in place. But then if we want, we can put that back in there. I think I will take mine out. And you have to be careful because it is easy to break these little knobs off there. Very cute. Now, I love this. This is the chipboard. And as I was going through my chipboard earlier, I saw this and I thought I really like it. So I took the navy, which is the back of this sheet here, and I cut this. Let's get this a measurement for you. It is about 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to put that on there. And I did see this. I think I want a little something extra. I want this, I'm going to see if this little joy thing here floats my boat. I'm just trying to get a little color in here because the this on this was just too bland and I needed some extra color. One thing I didn't think about was, I mean, I did think about, and then I forgot, was I was thinking about putting this on there at an angle and then trimming the corners here so it wouldn't go over. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is trim it after the fact. Like this. Perfect. And I have my glue press here. So on the precision glue press, I did go away for about a week. I made sure that I had that glue press down in there really well. I still end up having to clean that little nozzle there because it was stuck. So I want everything to be kind of at an angle. And I'm going to continue with the rounded corner look. Now, I have a lot of little charms and Christmas doodads and things, and when I redid my craft room, I've lost the entire stash. So I was planning on putting candy canes and things like that on here. I can't find them, so I'm a little limited. I don't want to go out and buy all new little doodads. So that's very cute. Okay, so on these, you can leave them there. You can decorate the sides by putting words or whatever. We do have all of these cute little bits and pieces here. So let's look what we have here. Now I need to trim this off. And we're just seeing if we like that. So, and you can always use foam to get a 3D look, like right here. This is already three-dimensional, but I think it would look really cute to put this up on foam. Here's another thought. I have these little itty-bitty jingle bells. Wouldn't that be adorable? Oh my gosh. Right there over that there. I'm just sticking it to the foam back there and trimming off. This is just thread I put on there. But look at that, how perfect. Oh my gosh. Now I kind of wish I had put that on the front of the box. Sweet. Now, if you don't like that swing, you could put a little bit of Fabri-Tac or a bow or something right across the top, or, you know, whatever to stop it from swinging. But I think that's actually kind of charming. Okay, now we need to do something here, right? Now, I like this tree because it's got the white around it, but I think the presents would kind of be better to go with the tree there. What I'm thinking was, I have this little bow brad right there I think is really cute to add some pizzazz to it. So let's get some more foam. Probably should have waited to put that brad on there because now it's lumpy. Okay, and then right in the middle there. Okay, so the other thing I noticed about these is we can put some of these like right in here. So I am thinking, so let's get this and see if we can get that sort of centered in there. Perfect. Oh, very cute. Now this to me looks like Christmas ornaments going up the chain here. That's very cute. I love it. And I'm going to put a couple here, and they're going to go the other way. So I have red and blue. I'm going to use the green and pink. And I'm going to put the green right there. And the pink right here. That adds a really cute dimension to this box. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to decorate. These do fit. This is too big, but these would also fit inside these. So just so you know, if you're wanting to do that, you could also do it on the side. However, I'm wondering, and that is it for that. So let's play around and make a box from scratch if you didn't want to purchase a box. Okay, let's clean up and we will start afresh. Okay, so here I have the box dimension. Obviously, these are not true to size because that wouldn't all fit in here. So what we need to do is all the dimensions are here, even though you're not cutting them out of the same thing. Maybe I should have highlighted this. All these panels here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 panels is what you're going to cut out of your cereal box or your chipboard. And it depends on how strong you want yours to be. It took me 1.5 cereal boxes to get a box. The first thing I do is just roughly cut off all of these flaps because I want it to lie flat when I'm trying to cut it. So you're going to need something to protect your surface if you don't, but it needs to have a grid on it. This is important. And then you're going to need a craft blade and a safety ruler, preferably, because I want you to stay safe. So I'm using a safety ruler with the lip on the edge so I don't hurt myself. And I'm just going to clean up one of the edges here by roughly lining it up and getting it just past one of these lines here. And I find that I'm so much more safer when I stand up. I'm going to push down hard with my non-dominant hand, and then I'm going to go against the ruler several times. Instead of trying to get it all on one slice, which means I would push too hard, I do it several times. Now I know that I have one straight edge. We need to come in here and get a right edge going. So again, now I'm lining it up perfectly on this line, and just past this line, I'm going to come in and cut there, push down hard with my left, and take several softer swipes with the blade until it falls away. Now I have this perfect right edge here. So let's say that I'm going to cut this bottom panel 6.5 by 4.5. Let's see what I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I'll do that. So I know this is tall enough, so I'm going to do my 4.5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 right there. I'm going to put my blade there and over here. Okay, now I need to measure this way, save this piece. So now I have this. Now I said this is 4.5 here. Now I'm going to do the 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a half would be that line right there. There we go. So that's the bottom panel. So when you get all of these done, then you would do the back, the front, the left, and the right. You will have all your pieces. I like to line them up according to my diagram here. You won't actually be cutting in there. This is just reference for you. And then what I did after I did that was I cut the same pieces out of cardstock because I want to line the inside of my box. So here's what it looks like. There's bottom panel, front and back panels, and then these two. Let's see which side. 4.5 and 4.25 are really close. There we go. Now I did manage to get that all in on one sheet of 12-inch cardstock, but you will notice that I had to piece the last two pieces together, but it's okay. This is going to be on the inside of the box. Your file folders are going to be in there. You're not going to see it. But now to do the outside of the box, I need 2 sheets of 12-inch cardstock. So I'm choosing the pink just because I love how this set adds pink into it. I want to focus on that. We're not going to glue this at the moment because we need these strips. Now, here's the trick. I have all of these strips here. You need this in your front box color. The strips, you need 4 of these, 2 of those, and 2 of these, and you'll see where the placement goes based on these symbols. So it says you need 4 strips that are 1 inch by 4.25. You need to, this is where they're going to go, there and there. But I think I want to choose to make those out of my scraps. I'm going to cut my big pieces first, and what we could do is do the exact same thing, cut these out the same size, but the problem is, if I just do that, you're going to see this gross, blue paper, cardboard, and then pink paper. I want to make my pink papers long enough to fold over the edge. So for that, we're going to add to our dimensions. We're going to add a 1/2 inch on each lip coming over. So I'm going to give you those dimensions now. On these 4 pieces here, everywhere it says 4.25, we're going to make it 4 3/4. So it would be 4 3/4. That is just for the cardstock, but I'm going to cut those up, the front and back panels, left and right sides, so I can see how much I have left over for my strips. And now I need to cut strips out of my leftovers. I have 4 that are 1 inch by 4.25. I have 2 that are 1 inch by 6.5, and 2 that are 4 by 1.5. The next thing we're going to do is score all of these down the center vertically But before you do that, you need to decide, like in my paper, it's smooth on one side and linen weave on the other. Are we going to put the linen weave facing outward or inward? And I think for this project, I am going to have the smooth side out. So I am going to put the smooth side up as I score all of these at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, so I will do that off camera. The next thing we want to do is get some double-sided tape, flip these all over. So flip them so that the mountain side is up, and we're only going to use enough of this tape to go right on the very outside edge of each long side. So I'm not putting it in the middle. Like that, and I'm going to do that to all of them off camera. Okay, those are all done. So now we just want to make sure we really get that tape burnished on there well. And then we're going to what's called miter these corners, and we are going to assemble. So you might, for this project, you might want to get your wider glue tip instead of your precision tip. And there we go. Now, the next thing to do, this is just so that everything lines up well. You want to cut sort of from the center out. So hold it like this and then angle your scissors just in a little bit like that. Okay, just from the center, angle your scissors in just a little bit so that all your pieces have that little bit of cardstock cut out. Sort of looks like an arrow. So we're going to do all of those off camera. Well, boy, what a mess. So wouldn't you know, I didn't get that recorded. I lost the film. So what we're going to do is show you real quickly how I did this. So I had these all laid out like I wanted anyway. So for each of these, let's just cut one up quickly so you can see it. Okay, let's assume that that's going to be perfect. So when you lay this, and this is going to be inside of the box sticking up like this, these you're going to peel one side and only put glue on the part of the cardstock that doesn't have tape. You don't want to put glue over your tape. Put that in there all the way to the end and push that down. Get that really good and burnished. Okay, and underneath this video, I'm going to give you a link to a video about why you don't put glue on top of glue. Okay, so once we have that, we don't peel this and stick it all the way up against there or it won't bend. So when we peel this, we're going to add the glue right in that corner, in that crease, and we're going to put that in there like this, but fold it. We're going to hold it up in there like that and then push that tape against it. And that tape grabs it quickly. But now when you lower it, you can see the pink. There's a gap in there. That's actually what allows the cardboard to come up. There we go. It allows the cardboard to come up like that. Okay, so we laid out all of the tapes in this direction. So your 6-inch strips go at the here and here, like that. The 1 by 4.5 go here and here. And then we do all of that just like that. We turn it over and give it a good burnish. And then I glued my bottom panel in there. Then we started using these, which are the 4 strips that are 1 by 4.25. I'm only doing 1 on each intersection because it's easier for me to turn it over and burnish it. This is actually the hardest part right here because now once you do this, it's kind of hard to burnish, but we're going to get through this, making sure I'm still recording at the moment, and I am. So for this, we're going to hold the box up together, and I'm pinching that on the back side, and I'm also going to give that a little bit of a clamp right there on that side while I kind of play around here. Really make sure that's on there. And the next one. And you can always lay the box flat to get the tape adhered really well. See, like that? I'm pushing down on it, but I'm still going to clamp this. Okay, now this one. Reach inside there and give that a good burnish. And one more. And you will note that adding the sides to the box makes it stronger. So it really is a decent strength of a box. It's not something that I'm worried about. I think it feels really good. Adding the cardstock makes it stronger, and this is going to help as well. So we have these side panels. We need to make sure when we score these that we've got the right angles here. So we're going to bring these around. They're all 4 3/4 inch tall now, like this. These are 4 3/4. I'm just getting them lined up. These are 4 3/4 this way. We're going to score at 4 1/4. So I'm doing smooth side up. Make sure it's at 4 3/4. Score at 4 1/4. Okay. And now this is the easiest part here, and that's just gluing these on to the box. So we can remove all of these and get cracking. So now we have that score. We can tell which way this is going to go on our box, and that is why I had that made longer. This is when you're really going to notice if you have not a precision tip on your glue bottle. I'm going to line that up left and right, and then I'm going to come in there. And just to make sure that that sticks really well, I'm going to clamp that while I'm working on the opposite side. Perfect. And now these don't have to be clamped for long, so this will be just fine to undo that. And we've got one more. Another thought on your box is if you want to like put feet on it, like you are thinking about you know, using sewing spools or beads, you know, to make cute little feet for it, I would reinforce the bottom a little better. I would put another layer of cardboard on the bottom before putting the paper on there. So there we have our box. Our file folders fit in there just as well as they do on the plastic. So all we need to do is figure out if we want something to go around this. This would be super cute right there. But what I think I'm going to do first, okay, so I like this. This is just says Merry Christmas, but we still have the chipboards that say Merry and has the tree. Okay, so let's get that out. There we go. And I'm going to use some of the snowflakes, but I'm not going to trade out my glue in the glue gun right now. So I'll just get out my Bearly Art. And we have one little blue gem left that's going right in the middle of that snowflake. It is so cute. Okay. I'm going to come around and glue this all the way around this, but I don't want the seam to show in the front. So I'm going to start in the back and then go all the way around here, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac to adhere that off camera. Now that is so sweet. Now I'm holding this in the back because it's holding my ends in. Isn't that just precious? I love this color scheme. I like the simplicity of this, and part of me wants to just like embellish and put things all over it, and part of me is like, no, I love it. So here's what I did in closing. I took the rest of the papers that were in the 6-inch paper pad, and I cut apart any of the cut apart cards, because these will be great other journaling spots that I can put in, or quotes, and I can put those in my files. And also I cut apart all the little sayings and quips and pictures, so that and the last of the ephemera, and I will use those to embellish my journal cards, these, and I will also use them to embellish other cards that go in there, or just put them in my folders. And then I took the last of the full sheets and cut those into 6x4s so I could use those as journaling cards or photo mats. And then this is all that's left, so I can use those for hole punches, or, you know, anything, strips, really little tiny strips to embellish these. That would be really cute. You could do that on these as well. So look down below for the entire playlist. This is so fun. And then the last thing that I am going to do is, at the end of Christmas, I will do a video showing you all of my filled out files and what I have put in there. So thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me for the December by 5s.